Tired of having wavy edges on your projects? Stick with me. Let me show you an easy fix. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is actually a request by one of our wonderful followers, Basil Rose. So thank you for the great idea. In this video, I'm going to show you how to keep perfect straight edges on any crochet project. This method works with all the common stitches. So you've got your single crochet, your half double crochet, your double crochet, even your triple crochet. To demonstrate it, we will start with a small swatch, but remember, this technique can be applied to any project or blanket, from blankets to scarves to pillows and garments. Okay, so again, you're going to need your yarn. I'm using the double knit again, and your 5mm hook. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to get started, and I have already chained up a chain of 12. Traditionally, people are taught to skip the first stitch after their chain 1 and then work into the turning chain at the end of the row. This often gives you bumpy edges. Instead of that, here is a straight edge method. Okay, so what we're going to do first, so we are going to skip this first one here, and we're going to do a row of single crochets. That bit you still have to do as standard. Okay, so once we get to the end, okay, so now we're at the end. We've done one row of single crochets. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1. We're going to turn our work, and with most of the patterns they'll tell you to skip this chain and work into the next one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are actually going to work into this first stitch. Okay, so we should have 10 stitches by the end of this, and we don't work into our turning chain at the end anymore. Okay, so I chained up 11 originally, sorry, and I should have, after doing the initial row, I should have 10 stitches by the end of the row. It's important to keep an eye on your stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Little awkward way of counting them there, but yep, we still have 10 stitches. So I'll show you that again. Chain 1, turn your work, single crochet into that very first stitch, and work all the way across right down to the end. So at the end here, this is your final stitch. This is your turning chain. So make sure it's in here you go and not down there to make sure you have your 10. Okay, so single crochet into each one across, and it should maintain straight edges for you. We'll have a look once we finish this row and see where we are with our single crochet. Okay, and I'm not actually going to chain one, I was going to turn it, put it down here very carefully to show you. Okay, so we have straight edges here. You can see we have our straight edges here. And sorry, we just moved that out of the way. We also have our straight edge here. So for single crochet, that's a nice easy way to keep going and keep your straight edges. Just as I said again, keep an eye on your stitch count, because you don't want to be losing stitches halfway through or anything. Okay, now so what we'll do now is I'm going to show you the half double crochet. So we're going to chain 2, Okay, we're going to turn our work, and then we are going to half double crochet into the very first stitch again. Whoops, not single crochet, half double crochet into the very first stitch again, same way as we did with our single crochet, and we're going to do that the whole way across as well. Sorry, I'm going a little high there. Okay, and we're going to work that all the way across to the end. Okay, so as you see, our edges are still straight, and we're going to chain 2, and we'll do that one more time. Okay, so yeah, wrap the yarn around into that first stitch, yarn over and pull back through that, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, half double crochet right down to the end again, stitch count, make sure you have 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there is 10. Okay, so that's our half double crochet. Okay, for the double crochet, what you're going to do is you're going to, instead of a chain 2, you're doing a chain 3. And again, same process. What we're going to do is we are going to chain, wrap over and do our double crochet into the very first stitch there right beside our chain. So double crochet into that stitch, as you see, and repeat the whole way across. And wanting to sound like a broken down record, keep an eye on your stitch count, because that's where it can start going wonky, because people are going into the chain from the previous row rather than the last stitch. So yeah, again, at the end of the row, just make sure you have 10 stitches again. And it's very easy. You can just count in your head because we're only doing a little swatch. So once again, 1, 2, 3, turn your work and DC into that stitch and all the way across. So 10 we should have. We're still on a straight here. Wrap around, insert your hook into that first one, pull up a loop, yarn through 2, yarn over through 2, and all the way across again. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Okay, now for our treble, we are going to chain 3 again. Well, I'm going to go through this one with you again. So wrap over twice and then insert your hook into that very first stitch, yarn over, pull through, wrap around your hook through 2 loops, wrap around and through 2 loops, wrap around and pull through 2. So again, repeat all the way down to the last stitch. But it's easier with the single crochets and the half double crochets. To be honest, that's just using the same stitches, the same method with the taller stitches. To me, it doesn't do the same job. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a method I use for the double crochet and the treble crochet. Chain 1. We're going to turn our work. Okay, and this is where it gets interesting. We're going to go into this same stitch here now, but what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to do a single crochet. That's why we only chained 1. So now, here's where the fun begins. See this strip, this piece of yarn here? That's where we're going down this time. We're not going down here or anything. We're going into this, underneath this piece of yarn here. We're going to yarn over, pull through there, and we're going to basically put another single crochet in there. So basically what you have is a stacked single crochets which make up the height of a double crochet, and then you double crochet across. Okay, so we'll see you down the end, and then we'll repeat this row again. I'll show you how to do that one more time, and then we'll basically be doing the same process for the triple crochet. So chain 1, turn your work, single crochet into that first stitch, okay, and then we're going to go into this little loop here, and we're going to single crochet again. So that's 1, 2 single crochets, one on top of the other, and then double crochet the whole way across again. Okay, so here you can see we've done the 2 double crochets with the stacked single crochets, and to me it looks a little bit neater than these. Okay, and we're going to do the exact same for the treble crochet. Chain 1, turn your work. Okay, so single crochet into that, under that loop, pull through, another single crochet on top, and then we're going to go to this one here, wrap around, pull through. We got 3 single crochets stacked there, and then you carry on and do your triple crochets as normal all the way down to the end. I'll meet you down the end, and we will go through that one more time. Okay, so we're down the end again. Chain 1, turn your work, single crochet into that first stitch, insert your hook underneath this loop here. Ooh, when I can get it, there we go. Pull up a loop, single crochet, then this loop here, pull up a loop and single crochet, and that is your stacked single crochets to make a treble. Okay, so you do your trebles then all the way across again. And there you have it. By always working in the very first stitch and never turning into the turning chain, you'll get beautifully straight edges no matter which stitch you're using. This technique works for any project. So you've got afghans, scarves, pillows, anything you want. So give it a try and see how much neater your crochet looks. So what I've got here, see there's straight edges here. This is where we had the other ones. A little bit wonkier down here because we were doing the chain. This is where we were doing our stacked. But it works perfectly down here for our half double crochets and our single crochets. Okay, so stacked for double and treble, and into the very first stitch for your singles and your halves. That would be my advice. As you can see here, this is just where I did the chains, and you can see I've got a few bumps on the edges on both sides where chains were left for double crochets. Well, I hope this video helps. If it does, please drop us a comment, give us a like, and if you really feel generous, also subscribe. And we will see you in the next video. And yeah, I'm happy to take on requests. So if there's anything in particular you want to learn, let us know. In the meantime, happy crocheting!